How I got entangled before my wedding. The shadows strike back. I thought the battle was over. I thought the lies had been exposed. I thought the enemy had been unmasked. I thought I had walked down that aisle victorious. But I was wrong. Because sometimes, when God exposes one enemy, it's only to reveal the one standing behind them. The wedding was beautiful. Peaceful. Almost too peaceful. But 3 days after we returned from our honeymoon, the silence broke. At exactly 2:17 a.m. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. One message. You exposed the wrong person. My blood ran cold. Marriage was supposed to feel safe. Instead, I felt watched. The house was quiet that night. My husband slept beside me, breathing steadily. But I couldn't breathe at all. You exposed the wrong person. What did that mean? We had confronted the one who fabricated the messages. They confessed. We had evidence. It was finished. Or so I thought. I slid out of bed quietly and went into the living room. The moonlight cut across the floor like a blade. I opened my Bible with trembling hands. Lord, if there is more, show me. I can't fight what I can't see. As if on cue, another message came through. Photo attachment. It was a screenshot of a bank transfer. Money. Large amounts. Sent to the person who confessed. But the sender's name was hidden. My heart pounded in my chest. The person we confronted wasn't acting alone. They were paid. This wasn't jealousy. It was strategy. And someone with resources was behind it. The next morning, I couldn't even look at my husband without wondering. Did he know? Was he protecting someone? Or was I allowing fear to poison something sacred? He noticed my distance. What's wrong? He asked softly. I hesitated. Because what if the real betrayal wasn't behind us? What if it was sleeping beside me? I showed him the messages. His face drained of color. I swear to you. I don't know anything about this. His hands were steady. His eyes didn't shift. But trauma makes you doubt even the innocent. That night, I prayed harder than I ever had in my life. God, if the enemy is inside my home, expose them. If I am doubting unfairly, correct me. But do not let me be deceived. And that's when the memory hit me. A conversation. A look. A warning someone gave me weeks before the wedding. My mother-in-law. You don't understand the kind of world you're marrying into. At the time, I thought she was being dramatic. Now, I wasn't so sure. I decided to dig deeper. Quietly. Carefully. The bank transfer image contained partial routing numbers. I had a friend in finance who owed me a favor. When he traced it, his voice lowered. This account isn't personal. Pause. It's corporate. Corporate? My husband had business rivals. Contracts. Competitors. But this wasn't business sabotage. This was personal destruction. Then came the twist I wasn't ready for. The corporation funding the lies? Was partially owned. By someone with my last name. My stomach dropped. A distant relative. Someone who had smiled at my engagement party. Someone who hugged me at the rehearsal dinner. Someone who once told me, "You're lucky to marry into this family." Lucky? No. Targeted. I confronted them privately. They didn't deny it. They laughed. You were never supposed to make it to the altar, they said calmly. My entire body went numb. Why? I whispered. Because your marriage shifts power. You don't even understand what you walked into. This wasn't about love. This was about inheritance. Influence. Control. My marriage wasn't just emotional. It was strategic in ways I never imagined. They leaned closer. We thought if we destroyed trust before the wedding, you'd walk away. I felt anger rise in my chest. But strangely, I also felt clarity. Everything suddenly made sense. The coordination. The money. The persistence. This wasn't random evil. It was organized. But here's what they didn't know. They didn't just attack me. They triggered something greater. Because when the enemy plots in secret, God exposes in public. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten. I simply said, "You should have left it alone." They smirked. Until 2 weeks later. Because when you fund deception, you leave trails. My friend didn't just trace the transfer. He found multiple illegal financial movements connected to the same account. Tax evasion. Fraud. Offshore manipulation. The same money used to destroy my wedding was dirty. I didn't report them. I didn't have to. The system did. Investigations opened quietly. Freezes happened silently. And one by one, their power crumbled. That's the thing about God's revenge. You don't have to scream. You don't have to scheme. You stand still. And watch him move. I prayed that night with tears in my eyes. Lord, I release vengeance to you. Expose what must be exposed. Let justice flow. Let every hidden plot collapse under its own weight. And it did. Peace returned. But not the naive peace I once had. This was sharpened peace. Awakened peace. The relative who tried to sabotage my wedding? Under investigation. Public reputation unraveling. Influence diminishing. And the same people who once whispered about me now whispered about them. But just when I thought everything had surfaced, a final message arrived. No number. No ID. Just 4 words. You still don't know. My heart stopped. Because if this entire operation was about power, if my marriage shifted influence, then maybe the real target wasn't me. It was my husband. And maybe, just maybe, the first battle wasn't about stopping our wedding. It was about pulling us into something bigger. I closed my eyes and whispered, God, if there is another layer, prepare me. Strengthen me. Expose every hidden enemy. And let your perfect revenge be complete. Because one thing I now understand. When darkness fights this hard, it's because something powerful has been ordained. And if the enemy is escalating, it only means the victory ahead is greater. To be continued.